before, so tomorrow should be interesting.
Oh, it was alright. Just get used to it. Hey there, guys. Anyone's actually listening? I know it's just a bit of a random one, but this is me and the Crazy Englishman doing a kind of random HHN podcast. Talk about mixing them up, Orlando and Hollywood, and any kind of speculation that is left, if there's any. So, Orlando has probably really not had much to talk about. So, how's Hollywood been going? Is the league list as expected? Everything coming true?
So far, yeah. I mean, we've had Crimson Peak confirmed, and sorry, I've just got off work. My brain's like, my brain's going out. Oh my god. Yeah, Crimson Peak got confirmed, and I'm sure the other ones will be shortly revealed. Insidious, that was it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Brain's going numb. Yeah, Insidious also got revealed, so it is looking like it's strongly going to be that leaked list is going to be real. So.
Yeah. I'll turn my headphones up. Yeah, I have actually recorded videos, and for some reason, when it's formatting, it's not going up. So I've had a bit of a nightmare because when Insidious got released, I did do a video, but it's a bit like a damp squid, I think, for Orlando. I mean, and plus, I think even they know it. I mean, did you see the thing someone posted on a site today where it's got a date and a box and a date and a box, and basically is that the official site that?
I believe it is right now, and I keep checking it every day just to make sure if there's anything different. For Hollywood site, it's basically just the two pictures of Crimson Peak and Insidious at the moment. Nothing else. There's no dates or anything yet. So, I mean, I can have a look here just to make sure nothing's changed today. But
I've just had a quick look. No, nothing's changed. It's kind of a strange one. I mean, both anniversaries in a sense. I mean, obviously, I know you'll get the people going on a technicality about Hollywood, but and they're both kind of. It's just a bit lackluster. It looks something. I mean, I think something's got to give.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Aloe screaming for all the Mickey taking we've done, where it's completely copied off like HHN 22 and 23.
Yeah.
At least that they're kind of trying to do something that they've never really done before. And they've got a bit of. The weird one I find with Aloe Screamers constantly have repeat houses time and time again.
Yeah.
They still have a main theme which changes, and it just goes to show that you don't need big elaborate sets or loads of different things every year. They just kind of keep it simple but change the theme, which kind of then keeps the event fresh, even though realistically 50% of the content is reused exactly from the year before. I think that's what's needed to kind of keep it fresh for the real fans, because I think HHN has kind of morphed into the same as a lot of other events around the world, where everything around it is kind of not really, it's half-arsed now, and they just think the houses are good enough. But that's the difference. When we go, we won't be immersed in a horror kind of environment. We want to feel like we're somewhere different than where we were 6-7 hours ago when we was walking around the park in both Hollywood and Orlando. And I think both events used to set that, whereas now I just think both events have kind of come out of that. They've just gone to basically, you're in Universal Studios, and if you walk around this corner and this little thing, it's going to be an house here. It don't feel like an immersive world. That's just my take. I'm just kind of a bit...
No, I completely agree. I think Horror Nights has just kind of devolved over the years, and especially Orlando. That's where you see it's been hit hard, because back in the day, I mean, you walked into Orlando, especially back when they had Islands of Fear, it used to be such an immersive world. I mean, it was like walking into it was like walking into a world of horror, because every step you took was a different scene from a different genre of horror. And nowadays, it's more just like, oh, if you walk down there, there's a house. If you walk down there, there's a house.
Exactly.
It's kind of gapped in between. Now, whether this is management kind of interfering with creative decisions from the two creative directors is up for debate. I mean, speaking from experience with Hollywood, Hollywood's never really had what Orlando's had, and that's kind of a shame because there's apart from some of the street corners, especially if you go to Old London Town and France area of Universal Studios Hollywood, that's where you feel the most immersion.
Yeah.
Um, but most of the park is just there's rock music going on, and just like that's it. And then you just go to the mazes. The scare zones are alright. There's nothing too like intense. But with Orlando, it used to be holy crap, this is crazy, and nothing says that more than when they had the storyteller um, with the whole world that's just transformed into the Terrorland, and I missed that kind of immersion. I mean, I never personally went to Orlando. I hope that one day they return that kind of format because that seeing some of the videos online and especially the documentary about the art of the scare, you get to see a really good view of what Orlando used to be. It makes me envious, but now it's like you said. I think it it feels like more of a Hollywood approach to how they run HHN.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember when the parade, people said, "Oh, they can't do this, they can't do that," because the parade goes through there now. And what I kind of find strange about it is that the fact that when it all got said, I couldn't really remember the how the parades went. And I mean, I've never really not that I've been a. I usually use the way when the parades are out that I go onto a ride usually, but we've obviously taken my daughter for the first time last year. We sat there and we had the school bus on the pave. Did he have it on parked on the road thing anyway for the purge? So it doesn't affect the parade in certain aspects. And the other year they had Fast and Furious cars parked on the where Blues Brothers is done at Orlando. So it goes to show you, it was just a kind of an excuse. But I just think there was little things like the pumpkins being taken away out of the grassy area between or a makeup show and ET, and it's just little touches like that and things. And what's strange is what year would it have been? 2011. The what's it called? Hallow Scream.
Oh yeah.
I went to Hallow Scream, went to Halloween Horror. Obviously did Halloween Horror quite a lot. We was on our honeymoon, me and my wife, so me and Sarah. So we went. I love Halloween Horror Nights, and I always remember the first proper day, the Saturday. We didn't have a fast pass, but we did 6 of the houses, and I loved it because it was all original that year, other than the thing. The scare zones were amazing, but when we went to Hallow Scream, and I mean, have you been to Busch Gardens, David?
No, I haven't actually.
It's obviously, I don't know if it's absolutely massive. It really realistically should close part of the park off. I think they do now for Halloween Hordes because you can easily get lost and you look for Hallow Scream. But they had roaming hordes, zombies. Zombies I've always loved, and it was pitch black with little lights in the bushes, so you can imagine you couldn't see. So ahead you could kind of see like a silhouette, and they weren't like hiding; it was just there. And I actually had fear. I thought, and was walking. There was no one else about because the park's that big. That it's not like Halloween Horror Nights where it's just loads of people around. And we walked, the next thing, my wife just surrounded us, and they're banging things on the floor and coming at us and just going at us, and it was intense. And for me, kind of made when people call Hallow Scream, I think, well, they get to do that and they do that.
Yeah.
Whereas with Halloween Horror Nights, now, like you said, you used the perfect word before, devolve. I just think that's what has happened on the streets as well. The streets have got poorer and poorer, I think, as the years have gone on. HHN 21 had a scare zone called Night Maze, which was people just dressed in black, pulling fences left and right and making it apparently so you didn't know where you was going, but it didn't kind of work. It was just randomly crap.
Yeah.
And I don't mind them trying stuff like that, because if you don't try it, you don't know if it works. But since then, it's gone. Since 20, a lot of people used to say, "Oh, since 16 and since this." I think since 21, a lot of years we've had a lot of IPs. 21 was realistically the year where we had the least IPs. So, I think since 21 we've gone really downhill for event wise.
Yeah.
So it's a strange one. I mean, with Hollywood as well, you kind of got the base of people expect IPs. That was always the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But wonder what goes on after Murdy goes. I wonder if someone tries taking it in the other direction of bringing original content.
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about this quite a lot actually, and I love Murdy. Murdy's done an amazing job with the event. He's a fun guy. He loves horror, but I think just like Doctor Who, there needs to be a change of character. There needs to be a new creative director to bring something fresh to the event, and I feel that John's left his mark, but I want to see something different. I want to see how someone else would handle the event. Um, and I agree, and I would love to see more original content. I've said this more than enough that the event Hollywood needs a nice blend of both original and IP based. I mean, I'm not saying go completely original because what makes Horror Nights so fun is the fact that they get to use IPs or live attractions, but with uh, I don't want anything like like last year they did Clown 3D. I mean, John teased that it was going to be an original concept. It was going to be really cool. I was thinking along the lines of like something like La Llorona, which was an amazing maze both years. Never expected it to be, but it turned out to be really cool. I mean, even El Cucuy, as kind of like, as it was still a really cool original maze design-wise. So that's what I was thinking, but I want to see more of that kind of feeling. Um, Especially taking an example from Orlando, the Legendary Truth mazes. They're all fantastic. The Shady Brook series. We need more like that, and I kind of want to see more kind of story-driven original mazes. Like
Yeah.
how the haunting of what is it? It's cemetery. I can't. This is where my
Which one is it you're on about?
Is
Sorry.
that Hawthorne Cemetery? The haunting of
Oh, you mean Winter's Night?
Winter's Night. Yeah.
Yeah.
That had a really cool story to it, and
Yeah.
I mean it was a very simple, like it was basically a graveyard, but it had a really cool story to it. I kind of want to see more of that.
Well, I did the. It's funny you should say. Was that the first year I did it? HHN 21, I think was the first year I did the behind the scenes tour because I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
I think they may have only started it the year before. I might be wrong on that. So if someone knows that whether they started it before 20, give us a shout. But I remember they only did the 3, and obviously now they do the 6 houses you can go and see. But they did Winter's Night. The Forsaken and the Edgar Allan Poe house. 3 original houses, 3 amazing. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I love The Fog, which the Forsaken was based on. And the thing is, when we've done the tours as well, this is like you've hit the nail on the head. It had a great it had the story, but it was great. Was that the fact was when you're going around Halloween, and even though it's an amazing house, and you get to see it up close and personal, you get to see all the fine details. For me, it's like, right, I'm looking at Halloween and I know what to expect. There's nothing there. There's everything that I know is there because it's like anything. It's like when you see the film, it's like when you walk in the Halloween house, you go, this is that part out of that part, and this is that. So you like your mind fills in the blanks. It knows the story. Whereas with something that's original, you might walk through and go, this is a cool house. I want to know more about this. So when someone's telling you something, it's like that's fresh as well. And we went and seen Winter's Night, and what was amazing about it was you walked in and you automatically felt cold because of the snow effect. It was just the way it was, and they had Van Helsing's carriage at the start of the maze, and the big cemetery gates, and they had the Doctor Who fallen angel, the Weeping Angel, right at the start of the maze, and there was a cool effect in it where this zombie looked like he was crawling across the floor, but it was like a mirror trick.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember that.
Yeah, it was really good. You just didn't expect it. There was quite a few mirror tricks. There was one as well where you look in, and you put my hand to the like a little, it weren't a window, it was like a fence, but there was little models in the background, like small models, to make it look like you could see you were looking at something, and that was really far away.
Yeah.
And what it was is when you got round to the you went round a few more rooms, what you were seeing after on the third room, and you looked at these figures, and so it's meant to look like you're looking from a distance. That was the final room, so it was as if you've seen them in a distance, and you've walked through all this thing to get to there, and it was a room with all these mannequins and stuff you've all dressed, so you didn't know who was real. And the scene was so elaborate and so good, and you thought, and it kind of connected. There was it was like a story. Whereas I find Halloween Horror Nights in a minute, it's a lot of, with a lot of the IPs they're choosing, there's not really a story. It's just a load of rooms.
It's more nostalgia trips.
Yeah.
When you go through, it's like, oh, I remember that from that film. I remember that from that film. Yeah, they're basically nostalgia trips. And I think it loses a bit of the fear too, as well, because I know I've said this again before, but I still think it's true. Is I feel that if you know the IP, like for example Halloween, I know going through that maze, I'm going to see Michael Myers, I'm going to be seeing Laurie Strode getting attacked by Michael, and you'll see all his victims. But if I go through an original maze, like Legendary Truth, the Estate, or Dead End, I don't know what to expect walking through there, and that's going to be terrifying. But I'm also going to be very intrigued to kind of pick up on some of the nuances of the story that the maze is trying to convey, and that's I think what Horror Nights needs to bring back really is that kind of feeling of the unknown and walking into something that you have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
But there needs to be a good balance between IPs and original mazes. But what we've seen over the past few years is that the balance has been really tipped more towards IPs, with maybe one or two original concept mazes.
Yeah, it's like I said, I mean, and the thing is as well, it's last year Halloween. I mean, John loved was going crazy for Halloween, and it was strange really because I had no kind of expectation or no kind of buzz for Halloween, to be fair, because I'd seen the videos for Hollywood, and don't get me wrong, when I was in the queue and walking and I see the front of Maya's house, and you start getting the feel for it. But I love the house, but I'm kind of starting to I'm getting a bit bored of walking through houses. Like you said, it's like a nostalgia trip to go on. I'm in that part.
Yeah.
I can go to Passage of Terror in Blackpool, and theirs is just a best of house basically, and they have like all random kind of monsters. There's no story. It's just different rooms. And they did a Michael Myers room, which if it happened at Halloween Horror Nights, which the way it's done, it probably couldn't. Everyone would be blown away. And what happens is you go through this room and you're in a corridor and it's loads of doorways, so you're expecting someone to come out. There's blood everywhere, and it's the mental asylum, like.
Oh yeah.
And then the next thing, as you're walking, you get halfway, Michael Myers comes at the end of the corridor, stands there, does the old dead tilt, so you stop, you shit yourself. And then next thing, he presses the lights, and the lights flicker and go off. Yeah. And then the next thing, they flicker and they flicker back on, and you think he's going to come out the doors. And the next thing, you kind of hear a bang, and you turn around, and he's behind you, and he chases you out. But it just happens, and it's really good, the scare. And it's just like, I think I can go and get that somewhere like a place in Blackpool. Yet when I go to HHN, I need them to up the bar, and I think it's actually coming down, the scare wise. I think they're just trying to be, this looks cool, this looks cool, this looks cool. There's no scare at all, and I think Dracula Untold was probably the main one for that last year. Roanoke was poor. Aliens vs Predator did never get one scare in that at all. I just thought it wasn't a scary environment. It was too lit up, and I think that's the problem. You know what to expect. You know what's coming.
I think going on is like with the new leaked kind of concepts, and I really I've been on the fence about doing a video about the leak list because I don't really want to ruin it for anyone that wants to kind of be surprised. But I will say now that the way this is going, like we've already got Crimson Peak, we've got Insidious, possibly getting Alien vs Predator back. I'll be interested to see how John kind of deals with redoing an AVP maze, whether he goes kind of the Orlando route and goes on a planet with a research facility, or he goes back to like Alien versus Predator Requiem. Um, but this year should be interesting. What are your thoughts, Neil? I mean, I'll be curious. So far, what's been revealed?
For what, Hollywood?
Well, for both.
Oh,
I
for
mean,
both.
again,
Well, it's strange actually because I did do a video, but I might as well say it on here. Because obviously there are many problems. But with Hollywood, it's kind of weird because I mean, when we were talking a bit ago about this is the end, we'll say is it this is the end,
yeah, this
and
is the end. Yeah.
we thought it was an original. I asked Ian, like, I said, oh, was it based on that film? And we said, oh no, it'll be original. We thought, and then the next thing we spoke in the chat room, and it's come out that it's obviously probably going to be the house that comes out. But for all the eight, I took a step back and I thought, everyone goes on about these great comedy houses. We've had HR Blood and Guts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it could actually turn out to be a really good, funny comedy house because no one expects anything from it.
Yeah.
But the only problem I think is that they're going because if it was an original concept, say that film never existed and they did original concept on it, I think everyone's taken it to be like really looking forward to it, like it's this comedy post-apocalyptic kind of house thing, and there's going to be this and that. But I think the problem you have when it's a film is they start concentrating on getting people that look kind of like the people in the film.
Yeah.
And if they're not the same people, then that takes away from it because people go, no way is that supposed to look like Seth Rogen, you don't look nothing like him and stuff. I think it might be a fun house. I think Aliens versus Predator coming back. I think it was well received, wasn't it, in Hollywood?
I've heard it was quite popular. I mean, primarily because I don't think anyone had really expected anything like Alien versus Predator. To be fair.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we've had things like that, but I think AVP really topped it up a notch, and I've heard it was pretty popular. From what my friends reported to me, they really enjoyed it. So I'll be interested to see how this year's one kind of goes about doing it. Like I said, whether John changes it to being in outer space or on a ship or that, or because I know the reason he went with back in 2014, the reason he went back to doing Earth with aliens. Aliens and Predator is like based on like Alien versus Predator Requiem, was because he wanted a place that was very relatable to the audience. So doing it in like a woods or like little town would be relatable to people. But I'm thinking to myself, well, the whole point of me going to Horror Nights is I don't want to be in a relatable world. I want to be taken away into a world I don't see every day. I don't want to go into a Burger King and just like I go to work here, but there's horror characters running around. If this is kind of relatable, I don't want anything like that. So I mean, I'd be interested to see how they kind of switches up. And with this is the end. Being amazed. I agree. It could surprise us, but the whole concept just makes me like think, "Oh my god, this is a joke. This has to be."
I'm kind of shocked how it came about.
Yeah.
I mean, I always kind of find. I mean, do you class that film as horror? As a horror comedy? I don't know. I mean, is it classed as a disaster movie? If you get me, I don't know what genre it kind of falls into. I mean, horror's probably got the most subgenres than any other genre, like action, etc. So it is a strange one. The thing with, I mean, I obviously don't know with Hollywood. Was American Werewolf in London in the same place that Aliens vs Predator was last year?
No, actually, it wasn't.
Right.
American Werewolf in London was. It was located where Insidious was and Texas Chainsaw Massacre was in the Jurassic Park line, by where Studio 25 used to be, around that area.
Right. I thought not because of the puppets they would have put it in the same place, but
no, it was in the soundstage. It was where Black Sabbath was back in 2013.
Right. Well, Here's one thing, this is only speculation. I'll add this before.
Yeah.
I was speaking to a good friend, obviously one of the fellow producers, one of the main producers at Atmosphere, and obviously he's got friends all within the oil industry, etc., and stuff like that. He speaks to Scott Swanson, who, I mean, you probably know is to do with SeaWorld, I'll Scream, etc. Not anymore, but he's doing something. I can't believe he's doing something for someone now. I don't know where it's in, but it's not come from Scott Swanson. But we was talking, and he didn't go in. He hadn't been for the last 2 years, and he's going this year. And he loves American Werewolf in London, and he was dead excited for it. And he said, "I can't believe it's going to be there again." He was asking me all about it, especially the year I came back from it, because usually I come back and and then I usually land on, say, the Saturday, and then have Scare Kingdom that night. So I usually talk to him, and then he rang us up, and he was telling me that he said, "Oh, have you heard Have you heard like some of the speculation?" So I said, "Oh right, what do you mean on the forums and stuff?" I said, "Well, no." I said, I've been told something of someone, but I thought you might have heard of it, because I said, "What?" He said, "I'm a bit gutted, really." And I kind of thought, why was he on about? And there's a rumour that American Werewolf in London is supposed to be coming in a sense, in a capacity, but it's been put there because not that something's fell through, but they're still trying to sort something out to see if this house can come now. It's not American Horror Story. That's never going to come. It's probably never entered the minds of it coming, due to the fact with The Walking Dead they want top billing, and American Horror Story is never going to outsell anything of The Walking Dead, so it defeats the object. So
But
I was asking. Oh my word! So so we were talking, and he says, "Yeah," he said, and because the funny thing is, we was having a conversation, and he does treatments for mazes, and it kind of if American Werewolf in London was going to come back, and it's going to come, and the reason they're claiming is that it's this amazing maze, and not people who haven't witnessed it before want to witness it, etc. Well, why not? Why would it not go in the same place it was before? Because if it's to save money, I'm not saying they'll have the full sets again, because they probably won't. They just rip out the parts they need, etc. But when all they'd have to do is dig out that treatment from the archives, and then they got all the measurements for every single set they did, so there's no going measuring stuff, making sure everything works. And I know a lot of people who love Halloween Horror Nights, etc., just think, oh, it gets thrown up, but things have to go into making a maze, like the flow of the maze, to make sure that there's no backup anywhere, so that if people are going round, there's not going to be places where they stop and stand and stare, or there's going to be no hold ups here because it's a kind of a tight corner, or etc. So they do a flow of the maze, and then they have a walk round it, and they iron out any bugs. So it takes a lot of time to do in the blueprint. So with American Werewolf in London, they've got all the measurements. Even if they're going to change what a scene looks like, they've still got all the measurements. You know where the puppets work, where it's best, etc. So, we looked, and obviously the big rumour is it's going to go where Dusk Till Dawn was. So I said, well, why would they not do it? He said, it doesn't make no sense, especially if you're going to return it. And with Aliens vs Predator being where American Werewolf in London was last year, and we believe that's due to the fact that they knew where to put the puppets because they knew how it'd work, etc. So it makes me wonder. So he just said, it looks like it might not be coming, but it could be a last minute change. So that's the reason that it's there as a failsafe, which does make sense. So I'm kind of hoping it doesn't come. I love the maze, but I did it, I think it was 13 times I did it that year. So if I don't do it for another 5 years, I'd kind of be happy. But that's my only thing. I've got my fingers crossed. Well, this is still a surprise to come. Because that would kind of think I'd be happy then, in a sense. I'd think, oh no, wait, I didn't expect that to come, because the mazes that are coming to HHN this year, I think they're a bit forgettable, to be honest, for HHN 25. You've got the Icon House, or what you want to call it, History House. That's the one I'm looking forward to, and then
that's basically the only one I'm looking forward to. And I have a slight interest in Freddy vs. Jason. I think the concept was like, I'm really excited for it, but then I'm going to lose interest very quickly. But the Icon House is the one I'm most interested in, and I'm hoping that someone gets footage of the inside because I would love to see what it looks like. Now, I wish we had a standout maze at Hollywood, but unfortunately we don't have any icons because certain someone doesn't like icons apparently. But I'm I think Hollywood needs something, something really to stand out for this year. But I know, having looked at the league list, I don't think there's anything that really would seal the deal. The only one I'm really excited for mainly and is Crimson Peak because in a way, in a weird way, it's the most original maze on that list because it's from Guillermo del Toro. It's not based on a franchise or anything. It's not a sequel to anything. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see Crimson Peak, and I think that's going to be the most standout maze of Hollywood.
Yeah, I think the thing is as well with Crimson Peak is you take away that it is an IP per se, but it's kind of has that original feel to it, that original
Yeah,
content feel. Because a lot of original content when they do like these haunted house type things, especially coming from a British perspective,
yeah,
it has that kind of what you'd expect if you went to somewhere like an Alton Towers type thing, and that was like a big maze. They did all this kind of Englishly big manor type house thing,
yeah,
etc. So, and what I kind of do with films now is because the trailers ruin them. And usually can tell if you want to watch a film. Crimson Peak I've been wanting to see due to the stills I've seen in magazines, and I refuse to watch the trailer.
yeah.
And that's why I'd love it if that house had come to Halloween Horror Nights Orlando, because I think it's one of them where you'd want to watch the film after it, just like Dead Silence was, which was an amazing house that year. It's really, really underrated house and an underrated
It looked
film.
it looked frightening when I saw the footage of the maze.
There was a room, Dave, and you went through, and they were kind of like, I don't do windows of picture frames because my arse went too much, and on both sides, or was it picture frames? Someone like, I might have to look for the video, but there was the woman on either side, and what happened was I went through and they're putting their hands through on one side, and then they realised they had me, so the other one come over, and they were both going at me, and I was like kind of froze, and I ran up and I started running, and they ran up and come out and kind of cornered me, scared me and all that. But it was really good, and I appreciate when they do stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's and that's what you pay your money for. I mean, when I went and they did, everyone goes on about it. They did the when you walked over the bridge and it looked like it was dead eye up, etc. And it was just. It was an amazing house, and that was the same principle. I wanted to see the film, even though it'd been out a while. And then when the maze came, I walked through the maze, and I thought I've got to see that film.
yeah.
I went and bought it the next day in a store like a Target or something for $5. And I had to wait till obviously I got back to watch it, but it was amazing. And that's the difference between a really good maze with a really good kind of story that feels original to an IP house that's a standard kind of bog standard
Yeah,
horror story, like Scream. Scream's a slasher movie, and we've had Michael Myers last year, but Michael Myers has that little thing a bit different. Scream's not. Scream's not Michael Myers. It's not iconic. It's just a slasher of some teenagers. And
it's basically a play off all the other horror films, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, I enjoy Scream. I really like Scream, but Scream is basically just it's a play off of the other horror movies
yeah.
that have come before.
I think the thing is with Scream is it's a fun film, part one. And I think I like part one and two, and it's a bit like the Saw movies. And I think after that it gets a bit samey.
Yeah,
But as an house, like the Saw movies, it doesn't work. It's the first couple of rooms will be alright, but then after a bit, the novelty of someone jumping out with a ghost face mask on,
yeah,
realistically, it wears off. And the problem is there's not really any iconic scenes as such. It's like one or two. Whereas with Halloween, there's every murder's a massive iconic scene. Certain parts. Friday the 13th. I mean, the fingers for them films is they all merge into one for me. But Jason is an iconic character, so you don't mind seeing Jason time after
yeah,
time. But I just think it'll wear a little bit thin. I think, to be fair.
yeah.
I mean, what's the rumour still going around? Is it going to be the movie or is it going to be a TV show? Is what people saying?
To be fair, and I've been watching the TV show, and in fact, after this podcast, there's a new episode, so I might have to check that out. Yeah, to be fair, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept, but it feels very Friday the 13th if you watch it mixed with Scream. And I'd be interested to see that side of it. I mean, I would love to see how they would pull off the movie version, but also the TV show doesn't exactly turn me off either. I'm kind of open to how they would do that. So
yeah, it's gonna be what's it called one. I mean, I've stayed away from the TV show at the minute because I'm just kind of I'm gonna wait until it's fully done, and I'll probably sit down and watch it because I've got quite a few things I'm watching at the minute. Yeah. But I just find I found it strange that they actually did a TV show on Scream, maybe. But then again, they're doing one on The Omen, aren't they?
I think, yeah, they're doing The Omen as a TV show, and I think Friday the 13th is getting a new show as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I used to remember the old Friday the 13th show, which was basically it was nothing to do with
just antique store, cursed objects, something.
Yeah, and it was I think Jason appeared in it like once or twice randomly, but yeah, it's just it's a strange. I mean, they're making anything into a TV show now, and everything will probably get cancelled after 2 series. Yeah. Anything to make a quick buck, but it's like Dusk Till Dawn. I take it is that getting another series or is it just one?
Yeah, it's getting. It's getting a second series. In fact, they just released a trailer for the second season, and it looks pretty good.
I still haven't seen. I couldn't get into it, to be honest. I think I couldn't get my head away from the film, but I'm just having a look now at horror TV shows because I so know what to expect for Halloween Horror Nights in the coming years. My laptop's froze. Yeah, when Barrel Bob before as well said that it'll come after The Walking Dead disappears. I don't think it will. I think, unfortunately, it's a bit like in sports when you've got Nadal and Federer. Is that for American Horror Stories? Unfortunately, it came round about the same time as Walking Dead. Yeah. If it would have come 2 years earlier, it may have been at Halloween Horror Nights. But I think the interest is gone in it now.
Yeah,
there's not much interest. Yeah, there's not in the UK. There's I don't really know that many people who've actually watched it or even know about it.
My stepbrother, he actually started to really enjoy it, and then he kind of got turned off by it. And I think with Horror Nights, basically the way I see it is Horror Nights is something that they're using to kind of bolster more interest in the show now that, and it's starting to kind of die off a little bit, and I think Horror Nights this year is just like, oh, good, free marketing for more people, which I hate because it means more merchandise, and flipping heck, they ram it down our throat like no one's business. That's a whole rant for another day. Oh my god, I literally though, I have on my, because I collect the year pins. I get one every time I go to Horror Nights, and I literally have 2012, 2013, and I believe 2014 as well. They're all Walking Dead pins. That's basically the entire event pins right there.
Yeah, I was the same. I used to get them, but I don't think I bought. Last year I bought a Chucky pin, and I bought the year before I got the Jack the Clown pin. And,
yeah, I got the Jack the one.
What else? Yeah, because I think last year I got the Chucky one. I just couldn't be bothered buying the what's it called one? What do you want to call it? The Walking Dead type one. Yeah, that's what I got one the year before, I think it was. But it's, I mean, what's strange at the minute, I'm waiting for the outcry. The Walking Dead, I think because the event's been a bit of a letdown with the anticipation. I mean, it starts in less than 2 months.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people have just kind of wearing a bit thin with it. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with the house. What's the gimmick this year?
It's if they're going, the pattern is going to be based on season 5.
It's going to start off in Terminus, isn't it?
It's going to start off from Terminus, and you know what? The maze is going to be called Escape from Terminus, and like it's going to go all the way to Alexandria.
Well, yeah, I got a feeling it'll be what's it called? The Road to Alexandria.
Yeah,
You know,
probably
because it was ended of line last time, wasn't it?
yeah.
So ended the line because of the train tracks. So I think they'll just go the Road to Alexandria, or something like that. So then, but it'll start off in Terminus, in the blown up Terminus, because we had a blown up prison last time. So if you're blown up Terminus with all the shooting going on and the zombies, and you'll start off in the meat room, where they're gonna get, well, not the meat room, where it's gonna slaughter them.
Yeah.
Then you'll go in, you'll see whatever, and then you'll have the woods, the church, the estate where Tyrese gets killed. You'll probably have what I can't think what else has gone on. Anything else gone on? Oh, you'll definitely have, like to say, the church scene where the cannibals get shot and battered. So, and then you'll have that the scene where Bob gets killed. How could they do that? The underwater place. That'd be quite hard, actually.
Oh yeah, with where they go back to the store and it's flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I mean, to be fair, it was probably one of the best houses there last year.
Yeah. That's sad when Walking Dead is the best house.
Well, that's the problem, innit? That is the problem, innit? I just think the problem that we have is it good because they put us Bob Paul? Let me have a look.
I have a feeling there will be zombies in it.
They might. I think there'll be a lot of trees.
No, more trees.
I just think the thing with The Walking Dead is it slowing? I mean, this time of year there's no hype for it, but then everyone goes, can't believe it, Walking Dead's coming about. By the time Halloween Horror Nights is actually starting, people are the hype for Walking Dead is absolutely, I mean, not for Halloween Horror Nights, but for the show is absolutely immense. People are going 2 more weeks, 1 more week, and they're doing a premiere in, is it Times Square or somewhere? Is it Madison, wherever in New York?
Yeah.
They're doing it somewhere, aren't they? Massive thing, because at Comic Con, that's what he announced. He said, "Oh, we can even do the screening on this," and no one really cheered because everyone's like, "All right, we're in San Diego, and that's not there, so we don't give a fuck."
Yeah.
It's like going to London and going, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're going to have this showing at Old Trafford in Manchester," and I was like, "Yeah, it's great. I don't live there." Thanks for rubbing it in. Appreciate it. So
I'll tell you what maze I would die to see, and it's a shame because I think it would be overwhelmed, just like All American Horror Story would be turned off because The Walking Dead's dominating HHN right now. The Strain, I think, would be a fantastic maze. I love the show. I love the books.
I'm selling Series 1.
Dude,
by the way,
Season 2 is picking up, and there's a lot. And I'm watching the show, and I'm visualizing how they could do it as maze. All these great locations, like the gym that they go to in Season 2, with the shower room, and all these vamps are just kind of just hoarding in the different rooms, and it would work for such good scares. And I'm thinking, why have we not seen The Strain yet as a maze? It's got Guillermo del Toro. We've already got the Crimson Peak coming. You could get two birds with one stone with that, and I think one day, hopefully, it would make for maybe when Walking Dead's gone and done. Like Barrow Bob said about 2087. But I would love to see The Strain come to Horror Nights because it has a lot of potential to be a very frightening maze. And it shows vampires in a whole new light, so there's that.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, right, so it went off for a second.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, I just said that The Strain should be a maze at Horror Nights.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree. What's it called? I just think I'm just trying to. I mean, the thing is with Halloween Horror Nights now, I think it's come to my attention that it's all about the money. It's about how much money they can make. I think what kind of worries me though is everyone wants The Walking Dead gone, but when The Walking Dead goes, what happens then? Because that's making massive money, and that's what they want. So then there's nothing around like The Walking Dead at the minute to take over its place. So when The Walking Dead goes, do we kind of get do we just get the same IPs over and over again? You know, The Walking Dead, at least you can mix it up. And, excuse me. So even though zombies are generic kind of to an extent, but you can just change the scenery, it's good. But with other kind of IPs, you can't really do that. It has to be set, like we said, with American Werewolf in London. It has to be set in that environment. I'm just kind of, that is my thing where I just think, after The Walking Dead goes, what is the next phase? Or will they go more original again? Will that give him the bone? But I'm not too sure. Maybe we don't know if the contract to do with The Walking Dead is that they say, well, we don't really want just The Walking Dead house and a load of original houses. We want Walking Dead with side by side Freddy's and your aliens, etc.
Farrell basically just said, "Let's do a porn stars maze," and that'd be terrifying. How much can I get for this? Well, I have a friend that is into stuff.
I tell you what's crazy though, I went to Comic Con on Sunday, and the guy Sean, whatever he's called, who does Storage Hunters or whatever, whichever one it is, and he does the auction guy with a bald head, and goes blah, blah, blah. The queue to get his autograph, like you got to, even though you have to pay as well, was bigger than any of the other people who were in. Yeah.
You got
serious.
You got friggin' Robert England there, for God's sake.
No, he wasn't at the Manchester one, was he?
Was he?
No, we didn't see him, and this is what.
Oh, he's at the Sheffield one. I know.
Oh, yeah, he went Birmingham one as well.
Oh, I'm hoping to go to the Sheffield one just so I could get a picture with Robert England.
Yeah, I was a bit miffed. I mean, I did a bit. I don't know if you've seen what I bought. I bought them Legends, Universal Monsters Legends figures. That box set was only £25 for 3 massive figures. Hunchback figure for tenner. Doc McBrown reaction figure for £5, and the bat, which that's what it's called, isn't it? No, the Batwing in the new Dark Knight film. It's called the Bat thing. The big one of that, the action figure one, with the figure, £6 in a box.
What?
I know. So I bought a Flash T-shirt as well. But Halloween Horror Nights this year. I'm just kind of, I've got no kind. I'm not really. It's not that I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of at the minute thinking, I hope something comes out to kind of freshen it up a bit. I'm glad that the scare zones have not been announced yet. That gives me something to look forward to. But yeah, I'm just thinking that I hope there's something, they've got something up the sleeve to kind of get the anticipation going again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited though. Like I said, Crimson Peak, definitely looking to be quite a frightening maze. Definitely worth checking out. I think it's going to be quite a cool maze. I'm looking forward to seeing more because I know the Inside Universal is posting pictures of their maze development, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to get some pictures for the channel during the day because I really want to see more of the facade of what Crimson Peak looks like. Because if they're not doing it in the soundstage, and we know we're not, it's going to be near the soundstage set, but it's on the Metro sets. I'll be interested to see how they pull that off. But on the saying that, if it's where Walking Dead was last year, the year before that, then it should be a pretty big maze. Unless they're doing 3 mazes on the backlog. Unless it's like Walking Dead or whatever it's going to be in the thingy-bob. Oh, god damn it. The warehouse. Not warehouse. Soundstage maze, sorry. Oh my gosh, it's too late for this. Oh my gosh, brain's going numb. So I'll be interested to see what the facade looks like for Crimson Peak, and I think it's going to be really cool. I'm going to need to get a camera though that works best in the night, like in dark environments, because last year's one you watch the one where I went with my friend, she'd never been. Like you can't really see anything. I tried to get pictures of the Walking Dead maze front, but it just came out as kind of a slight glow.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've got two cameras there, and either one doesn't look amazing. My phone was actually the best last year. My Samsung phone.
Yeah.
That was too bad, but that's why I love the behind. I always do the behind the scenes tours, but the problem we've got this year is we're only going for a long weekend. I can't believe I'm flying to America for a lot, and we're doing the flights at the minute are horrendous. The prices, cheapest we found direct was 660. So it looks like we're going to do the one stop where it's going to add about 2 hours each way. Not looking forward to it, but it saves 150 quid.
My flight was about I think 479 direct.
Oh man, I wish mine was.
Do you use Skyscanner?
Skyscanner, yeah. I think what it is, we've had it this before. I went this time, so I'm going to hang fire. I've never booked it this late, but I've looked in the past, and it's usually, even though I booked it well early in advance, I've actually looked, and it's usually been around about the same price. So it's, but we're going to fly out on the Tuesday, 555 now for Thomas Cook, but the problem is with that you have to then pay for your luggage charge, 600 quid.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm hoping to hit Horror Nights 3 times during my visit there. I'm going for 2 weeks. One day is going to be a Disney day because there's no way in hell I'm missing out on going to Disney. Yeah, I'm planning to do 3 days worth of Horror Nights. Just on the first day to get kind of a sense of it, and then a couple times to, because if you go early on, some of the scare actors are a little slow. They're not used to like a live audience.
Yeah.
I've been on.
Need time to warm up. That's huge. Yeah. So, I'm gonna. What I was saying, yeah.
Yeah. I was just gonna say is like I'll just give it a couple of times just to see how they, because I may get one like for example last what was it 2013 when we had El Kukui. First time I went, I hated it. It was just so bad. There was the audio issues were terrible.
I remember you saying, yeah.
And like you could barely hear Danny Trejo talking about the story of El Kukui. You could barely hear that. There was barely any scare actors. But when I went a couple weeks after that, they had added more scare actors, and the audio was completely fixed. So I want to go a couple times just to kind of get the feel of the maze, like just to like get. Oh, it's hard. Basically, God damn it, my brain's I'm derailing as we speak. But getting the feel of the maze, the scare actors, the sets, see how it is. Get a better feel, get a second opinion. That's me.
What's called this? So yeah, we're going to fly out on the Tuesday. Originally we was going to go fly out on Wednesday, but because we're going to have the day out now, we're going to fly out on the Tuesday because we'll get there a bit later, and then we'll have all of Wednesday. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But the problem we've got is we want to do the unmasking the horror tour, but it's looking like they only usually do it in the week. They don't do it on a Saturday, so they don't do it on the Monday either, I don't think. So the problem we've got is it looks like we'll have to do it on the Friday, which is a bit of a gutter because it means we'll only do one night of doing Halloween Horror Nights, and then we kind of get the unmasking the horror tour, and it kind of ruins it then because everyone's going to jump out.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit kind of miffed with that, but I should be kind of happy that I'm going, full stop. So it's yeah. I mean that's the one thing. And this year what we're doing, like you're going Disney. I feel a bit bad really. Last year we went to Disney, went to Hollywood Studios 3 times because they had the Frozen sing-along thing, and my daughter loved that. And they had Fantasmic, and we went Magic Kingdom once because it was absolutely hectic and didn't get that much, and I wish I took her another time. But I'm not gonna do Disney. I'm just doing the Universal, so we're gonna stay walking distance away from Universal at the DoubleTree,
Yeah.
so we can just walk to and from every night and just take Universal in. It's gonna be a bit of a strange one. It's gonna be like just an Halloween Horror Nights week, and then I come back and then I'm producing at Scare Kingdom,
Yeah.
which I wasn't really gonna
Oh,
do.
I'm really looking forward to that actually. I'm hoping to come up this year to see it. Because I really want to see it.
Yeah, I was trying to read this, and I mean, if anyone's out there as well, it looks like I'm going to sell my HHN collection of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
You can have some of my stuff if you want. I'll send you some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I put the other day as well about a competition. I realised I filmed it, and if anyone is listening, the competition is going to go up. And it's going to be maps. I think the first thing's maps of Halloween Horror Nights. It's going to be, I think it's a poster in there, and I think maybe a set of 3D glasses, and all the leaflets for all British attractions, horror attractions, etc., and second prize and stuff. But I did it, and I just realised now after talking about selling stuff, and I thought, oh, I did the video and it never got uploaded. I bet people think, what's this guy on about? Do you want a competition? Yeah, well, ain't getting one, but it will go up. And also there's going to be a script, one of my scripts from Scare Kingdom, and you can have that if you want. For how it all works, because it's a bit obviously a little bit different from Halloween Horror Nights, how their actors do stuff. It's funny though, when I was on the tour last year and we did Dusk Till Dawn, and they went, oh, this is where the grade A actor is. He does from Dusk Till Dawn, and I went, oh, what's a grade A mean, or category A? It means you get to speak, and it's like really good. That's the eyes thing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, alright, so I asked him more questions about it, and he goes, oh yeah, because he's the only one that's kind of, he has a script, but he's allowed to deviate from it. And I'm thinking, I'd do that every night, and I'm not category A, I'm just normal. So it is strange how to get, I mean, we get told to stick to a script and such, but then you know, after the bit you play with it, you know what's best, and you know how to interact with people.
Yeah.
And it was a strange one, because I think that's the problem with Halloween Horror Nights. The two have to stick to a certain scare and a certain thing, even if it doesn't work. I mean, your mum and dad went to Orlando last year, didn't they, David?
Yeah.
And I think we spoke about this. The dollhouse, which our good friend Kane Van Der Veen, was in, but a lot of people said, "Oh, it was really creepy," and I kind of just thought, it was all right. And there was a few things in there what people were doing that just kind of like didn't really. There was a guy, a big guy, sat in a baby chair, and he was just banging his hands on the thing and on his baby chair, and I thought, what is that supposed to be? And people was going, it really freaked me out, and I thought, I don't understand why it freaked you out. It's just a guy sat in a baby chair, pretending to be a baby, and and I just thought, it was stuff like that where I think if he could have added something to it, but he literally every time I went through was just doing the same motion. He must have been bored to death. I would have killed myself if I was in that role.
I would love to do scare acting though. It just, every time I've heard from friends and that, it sounds so much fun.
Yeah, it's.
I used to do a bit of acting when I was back in the States, so it would have been that would have been ideal, like, to do scare acting. It sounds so much fun.
I mean, it's kind of, I've been kind of blessed. I mean, I've always been, my brother's older than me. He's got me into horror films, and obviously me and my brother started about to do some videos about horror films and stuff. He's going to be on. He's a lot more retarded than me, so that should be fun. It's like I've done a little bit of acting in films and stuff, and I was playing zombie, etc. And then I got into, I've been Halloween Horror Nights, and I've always been into like scare maze, odd attractions. And then when I did scare acting, I loved it. But then as me and Kane spoke about, you get the other side of stuff. You start to as time goes on, you start getting irritated by people, and then once it all ends though, you gather the experience together, and then you realise, oh, that was amazing, that was amazing. But because you're doing it like night after night upon night a lot of the time, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you get that last week like Halloween Horror Nights do, where it's Halloween week, and you do every single day. It's tiring physically on your voice, and you start feeling drained, and it's it's you need to. The best thing that you can do is just switch off when you get home and watch an horror film. It sounds daft, and you watch it, and then when you watch the horror film, you realise why you've been doing what you do, because you think, this is why I do it, because I want to scare people and I want to do this and I want to do that. And I use the experience of going Halloween Horror Nights and think, what would people want to see, and how would they want me to react? Like when I was walking through a maze, how would I want a scare actor to react to me, and what would I want him to do? And that's how I give it. I try and give it me all. I've done things like broke my fingers and cracked ribs and just nearly fainted and stuff, just because you just go in. I've lost my voice and stuff, but it is amazing feeling the adrenaline you get from it. It's absolute. I mean, I used to come home and I couldn't sleep because the buzz. If you get that one scare, you know you've got it. You get that person, and it's just it's one of the best feelings ever. Yeah. But, it's Vic. Hey, where's Vic? Hey, Vic. Is Vic joining us? Where's it? Let's have one stage. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad as well. Vic's here now as well. I'm glad Vic's going, because obviously he was sausage fest. Vic wasn't going to be coming this year, but he's obviously what's it called? He's coming out, so I'm glad for Vic. Massive HHN fan. Bob, Dollhouse was average. I think my thought was dumb is more terrifying actual maze. Yeah, you're probably right there, Bob. I think you're spot on. I think they like clowns. A lot of people have like scared of like the dolls, like Dead Silence, etc. And I mean, you'll vouch for this as well, David. I mean, how many kind of ventriloquist horror shows has there been, like in your Twilight Zones and your Goosebumps and stuff like that? It's always a good scare. So. So Bob, what else are you looking forward to this year? If you can type up on Vic just wants the sausage fest.
Tell us your secrets, Bob. Tell us.
So yeah, it's a strange. I mean, if you could have one film, one IP this year, anything, what would you have?
The Strain.
The Strain. Okay, pick two. Pick two. Then you can have The Strain, and you can have a TV show and a film.
Okay.
So you got Strain.
Strain is one. Okay, I've already got fucking Insidious. That's already gone. Flipping heck. Oh, that's a tough one. Ooh, it has to be a movie because I've already picked a TV show, so I'll have to pick a movie.
Yeah, so you've got the Strain.
Okay, and I'm gonna try and pick one that's not been a maze so far, and that's really difficult. So what I'm gonna say is, I would like, apart from Trick or Treat, because I mean I've said that too many times really to count. I would actually like to see a standalone Alien maze, just based on the original one, on a ship, and I think that would be terrifying, just with like the Nostromo, like the sirens going off and that, and the steam. I think it would be a terrifying maze.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. I mean, that was my gutted. I was gutted last year when it was Aliens versus Predator. I think an Alien House would have been a lot darker, a lot more kind of atmospheric.
Yeah.
A bit like American Werewolf for London, where you know what's coming, but you just like waiting for it.
Yeah.
What's it called? Well, I was going to type it, but if Vic can hear me, what's it called? I'd have. Vic knows how I am with Ghostbusters, but as you said, I won't say Ghostbusters because on my podcast ages ago, I wanted the Ghostbusters so bad. But yeah, Sappy from Ghostbusters, Bob. I mean, it's a Goosebumps house could have been cool. To be fair, so will I pick Goosebumps as me house? Could have been a comedy thingy house. Oh, it's an hard one now. Bob said that. I could have had right. I'm gonna go for Supernatural. That's my TV show.
Yeah.
Because I think you could have anything in there. There's loads of different stuff. You could have Yellow Eyes, a demon. It'd be quite hard to do, I suppose. It'd be dark. But I'd love to walk in and you see the Impala. Is it Impala? Is that how you pronounce it? Or Impala, the car? You know, the black car there, and then you
Yeah, the Impala.
Yeah, that'd be great. You have like Bobby's junkyard and stuff, and you go through. You could have it on Evernell.
Bunch of Egypts.
Yeah, you could have Cass there. I also, but I think, and then for the film, Ghostbusters is a massive. I probably would have said, but as you've done exactly the same, I'll try and say something. That's not like my favourite film was Dawn of the Dead, but that'd be a zombie film, and I love it in the shopping mall. But still,
Yeah.
I'm trying to let me think. See, The Haunting as well. I mean, a lot of people have ever seen it. The Haunting is one of the best and most atmospheric ghost films I've ever seen. It's black and white. I think it was done in the 30s. I think it's a great film. So, and I do like my supernatural kind of films.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever seen The Haunting?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
which one? The
Black and white
original?
one.
Oh,
Yeah, the
I was gonna
original.
say,
Yeah.
that
Well,
one is terrifying. I mean, it
yeah.
still works up today.
Yeah, I think it's better than the remake. I mean, what used to scare me was, and it used to get me head under the, like, used to put my head on the pillow was, you know, when she's in bed and you can hear her banging,
Mm.
and then you hear it again louder, and then it just gets louder, and that used to shit me up so bad. I just think, what's it called? What's that? I'm just trying to think of a film now. It's got me. I probably would. Yeah, I'd probably say Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It's an hard one. Ghostbusters. I mean, you said Trick or Treat. Vic said Trick or Treat as well. It's an hard one because I mean, you've got the other thing as well. You've got to see how it'd impact as a maze. Would it work out as a maze? Is there enough content in the actual film to do? So yeah, I mean, I love Dawn of the Dead, but we think we're too many zombies. I mean,
Emperor just picked up a maze, an idea that I actually kind of can get behind. Because Sleepy Hollow, I actually really like Sleepy Hollow. I thought it had some really cool creatures in it, and I think it would be an interesting maze. I wouldn't think it'd be too scary, but it would definitely be a fun one to walk through.
I think, I apologise if I pronounce your name wrong. Is that Mizuki?
Oh, hey Jen. Sorry, I didn't even realize my friend Jen actually joined. Hey Jen.
I think Nightingale sequel. There's something kind of not quite right at the minute with Nightingales. I mean, a lot of people have been asking for it back. I think it'd be an easy maze to do because it's kind of, you know,
yeah.
They can do it on whichever wall they want or whatever they want to do. And people keep saying for it, but it's never returned, which is a bit of a shock considering how they used to return original content houses like Shady Brook used to appear quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I just got a feeling that they don't have a vibe for it as such for some strange reason.
Yeah, I mean, oh hey Jen, Jen is the. Do you remember the video I did with the interview with the scare actor?
Yeah.
That's her.
Hello, Jen.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hollywood. Going back what we were talking about before, though, I mean, like, I think Hollywood just needs to find that nice kind of balance between IP and original, because especially on the backlot, I mean, you have so much. We have so much possibilities with using like the backlot, and Hollywood's history would make for a great kind of attraction, I think. Like all the famous dead celebrities, like in a kind of ghost story. There's an episode of Supernatural actually where Sam and Dean they go to. I mean, they make it seem like it's Hollywood, but it's in Canada. They're filming this really crappy horror film, and it's being attacked by all these famous dead celebrities. I mean, fake dead celebrities, but like there's one ghost. She's got like it's an old classic 1940s actress. She's got that look, and she's got like she died by hanging herself after a producer dumped her or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
looked really creepy. And then you got this electrician who got his head sliced off by a fan. So I mean, there's something like that would actually be a really cool one, especially for Hollywood, and it's dead center in Studio City. Would be an actually really cool little maze. I mean, it doesn't have to be real celebrities, but kind of do those fictional deaths kind of thing. I think it would be an interesting maze for Hollywood.
what's that? Senior. Oh, what's it called? I mean, if anyone else, I mean, Vic's put obviously is he's put about Ghostbusters and what was he? Trying to think what it was. What he put. And I mean, if anyone else wants to put what they'd like as if what their TMC the maze, oh my word, everyone just be punching paparazzis. And why is my microphone going off again? Hello.
Hello, I can hear
Oh,
you.
it keeps going off. This it's I think it's because my leg's on fire with the laptop. Yeah, if anyone wants to put what maze is, you have a TV show and a film of their choice. You can come to Halloween Horror Nights. I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, the Haunting, that'd be a great kind of supernatural maze. There's a few really old films. I mean, I love a Twilight Zone maze. Obviously, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, that'd be a great thing. But you could do all the. But the problem is that the old show is the iconic one. The new one was kind of, man. The new one was just, it's bad. I was watching it recently and I just thought, oh, this is shite. You just couldn't storytell as good. That's the problem. Let's have a look. Let me see if we go. That one sends me into the room alone. Just get this link for Vic.
I will be interested to see who would take over though from John after he leaves. So that would be and just see what is changed. I mean, John has always been very IP focused. Like if someone comes in as the next creative director and brings in something original, that should be quite interesting to see how that changes Hollywood. And I think Hollywood is in time for a new regeneration, as it were. Just a new iteration of the event, because I think after a while it's kind of started to kind of fade off a little bit. When it came back in, what was it? Was it 2000? Hold on. Was it? Yeah, it was back in 2006. Sorry, they had the Asylum, and though the Asylum wasn't exactly the most original maze, it definitely was something that we had not seen in like a movie or anything. It was its own kind of little story, and kind of like Shady Brook. Actually, I like to think of it as Hollywood's version of Shady Brook. But and then you got Jack to come in with Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface. And that was really cool. That got a lot of people hyped up. But I think people are really kind of starting to phase out on a lot of these IP mazes now. It just needs a bit of a good balance. That's what it really comes down to, really. It just needs a good balance of different IPs. And I think, especially with Orlando last year, it felt like they were just putting, okay, we're putting this maze, this maze, this maze, this maze in, and none of them really kind of fit in that criteria.
I just think that's what I think you've hit a nail on the head there. I just think that they've kind of just throw in loads of, oh man, I'm just trying to sort this out for Vic. Hello, Vic.
Is Vic on? Oh, let me see if we can send him away.
Yeah.
Actually, Nosferatu would be an interesting maze. Like talking about like old films, like Nosferatu would be actually quite creepy. Make it all black and white, and then have Nosferatu kind of creep around corners. I mean, I remember going through the House of Horrors, and he was one of the most terrifying things about that maze.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit strange how it seems that we've gone more mainstream IP as well, as opposed to even doing IPs which people may have not even seen. Which, you know, as well, if you do the lesser known IPs, usually give you kind of some more leeway.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, I think Universal themselves were shocked with how much leeway they got with what's it called? with not American Werewolf in London, Aliens vs Predator.
Yeah.
I think they expected him to say, no, you can't do this and can't do that, and he literally said, yeah, do what you want, because I think they realised they'd already hurt the franchise.
Yeah.
Enough as it was, so...
And there's a lot of infighting as well in that franchise.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if we can add Vic. Is it Vic A?
Come on, Stay Puft.
I'm trying to... is it Stay Puff?
Yeah.
That's why. Let's...
1518.
Stay... Stay Puff 1518, is it?
I believe, yeah, that's it.
I can't know one up for that. Man, I'm trying to see who's in my circles. No, I don't want to do that. Anyone's listening? We are having a technical problem. Just trying to get Dr. Brown into the mix. Where's Vic?
Jen, you gotta do Horror Nights this year. Just saying. Like
Vic.
I know, Jen. I know you're doing the scare acting thing, but you gotta do Horror Nights this year.
Now let's have a look. Is Stay Puff one word?
Yes, I believe it is.
5 1 8.
1518.
Ah, well, let's see. It's 1 5. There's still nothing coming up for me at Gmail.
Barrel, please stand by.
There we go. Right, let's see if that works. Right, here we go. Has it worked?
Oh, sorry. The fuzz have found me.
Here we go. Yeah, here's one for completely off topic for a minute. I went to Comic Con the other day. I don't know if anyone saw, and I went as Constantine. I wore my jacket, and it was only when I was on the train going there that I realised that I could have made the costume as Castiel, but with a red tie instead of a navy one. And with me having dark hair, it probably would have made more sense to go as Castiel.
Yeah.
And all the way at Comic Con, I'll get people shouting, going, Cass, right? So you're thinking, right, okay. So I'd forgot to take another tie somewhere, and people are going, oh, you're like Castiel, and being British as we are, we don't really want to correct people. So I'm just going, yeah, and probably thinking, oh, at least he's tried. Castiel wears a blue tie, but oh well. I'm stood at the bus stop with my brother to get the bus back to his, and some guy comes up to me and goes, Constantine. And I'm like, right, so I've been to comic convention, no one thinks I'm Constantine, and then the random guy at the bus station thinks I'm Constantine. Well done. And even though, basically, I'm in a pair of pants, a shirt and a tie, and a rain jacket, a rain mac, and it's raining, and a pair of shoes. Now, to me, that'd be someone that works in an office. At a bus stop, not someone that dressed as Constantine, because I must have seen a million Constantines on a Monday morning at the train station.
Oh yeah, the fuzz are tapping this live chat barrel. I'm currently in hiding right now. They know too much. I know too much about Horror Nights, and they're after me.
Let's have a look. I'm trying to work out. It's got invite people, but add circles, names, or email addresses. So I'm trying to work out what fits. I think is it somewhere else? Is it? Try Vic. I mean, I know it's Stay Puff normally, so, and I've done it before. Share the parent link.
You broke the internet.
No, when I invited you, David. Sorry, how did it? Did you get the invite?
Yeah, it's funny because it actually went straight to my phone, and then I'm like, I don't know
right. Let's try this way. So let's have a look. Constantine, the frog. I didn't know there was a frog called Constantine. The fuzz are tapping. What fuzz that'd be? The funny thing is about this is the end.
Yeah.
And then when Halloween Horror Nights speculation was knocking around, someone was saying that they wanted that Simon Pegg film. Is it At World's End?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that was one of the worst films I've seen. And it was. I don't know how you make a maze out of that, because it was like a poor Doctor Who episode for me. I mean, that's just mine. I don't get how a brown one. Let's have a look. This might work. Let me just see if this works. Try and sort Vic out here. So, it's called. How do you invite someone to? See, it used to be. It was better when it was kind of easy just to invite someone. Just straight. So Dr. Emmett Brown 1. Did Vic used to have a thing with a silver shamrock?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know why Dr. Emmett Brown 1 wouldn't come up. I mean, Owen comes up straight away.
At World's End, it's Pirates of the Caribbean: The Maze.
I think I may have sorted it. Hallelujah. Anyone can hear me? Hallelujah.
It's just struggling with it.
Right, here we go. We're back. I'm back. At World's End, why would people want to be Jack Sparrow? To be fair, I think the Pirates of the Caribbean house may have been a bit better than that film. To be fair, I'm a Ninja. Well, it's got goes. Alright, cool. So we'll give it another 5 minutes, people. Anyone got any questions before we go?
Yeah.
Anyone throw it out there to anyone wants to ask anything. Ask me
questions.
Ask me what t-shirt I'm wearing or anything like that. So.
So anyway, how's your sex life?
Mine, well, it's pretty poor at the moment because I've been doing a lot of work, so I can't get it up.
Please tell me you get the reference.
Yeah.
The room. Oh, I can't tell you that. How's your sex life?
I'm trying to think actually what I was watching the other night. What horror film did I watch?
The giant robots, Jen. We'll have robots with flashy eyes chasing us around. Actually, that'll be an interesting scare zone, to be fair.
What was that? So I must have missed
that. Said I'd rather have a World's End with Simon Pegg. Thanks.
Ah, right. Oh, that's one just appeared. You must have.
That I can see as a maze more just in old London town, just having them chase you around.
So is Jen working at Halloween Horror Nights this year again, or?
No, she's working at Fright Fest. Boo, Wendy.
Fright Fest. Where's that? What's Fright Fest? Is that?
It's freaking Six Flags.
Ah, right. Fright. Is it it can't be as bad as Fort Park?
Okay. When I was in high school, I was in stagecraft, and they would allow us to go test the mazes to like see the sets and stuff, because we build sets and stuff. And our teacher, she had a good rapport with the person who at the time ran Fright Fest, and they're not exactly scary. They're like the poor man's Horror Nights, really. And I know, Jen, I do apologize, but this is They are. They're like so cheap. It was like how Knott's was, and Knott's kind of still is. It's just like they just wear these really cheap masks. Some of the makeup's pretty good, but otherwise it's kind of meh.
I'm going to change my film. By the way, it's not going to be Ghostbusters. I'm going to go for Monster Squad. That'll be my kind of comedy horror house. And all you get is the fat kid saying, because what's crazy is it's called Horace, isn't it? But all the way through the film they actually call him Fat Kid, because they even say Fat Kid fired, and it's a bit horrible really, because it's a friend, but it's when you're going to see is kick him in the nods, Wolfman's got no nods, and then he kicks it and goes, nods, yeah. No dissing. I worked there at Fright Fest.
Past experience. I mean, I'm hoping actually. I really want to try Knott's. I've never been to Knott's, but Fright Fest. Oh my god, it really is. It's the poor man's Horror Nights. That said, I mean that was just maybe it's gotten better. Maybe it's gotten better. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Jen just said they've gotten better. Scott Ramp has been head of makeup for 2 years now. So, yeah, yeah, that's good. Because, I mean, Jen, I'm going off experience when I was in high school, and that was like 2007, 2008. So, I mean, I'm hoping it's gotten better.
Man, you make me feel old.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no. You old man going to her nights doing this podcast with these youngins, this crazy Englishman. Yeah. Get off my podcast, you youngin'.
Got my property, bitch. um,
Oh god, Neil.
you know what? My thingy's messing up. I've got Barrel Bob's comments from about an hour ago. There we go.
I'm up to date. I don't know what you're talking about.
The bathrooms are great.
The bathrooms are the most frightening thing at Fright Fest.
You got to shit in your own hands.
No,
I don't know where that's coming from.
I'm hoping it's gotten better. I mean, maybe I'll check it out this year. I know Jen's working there, so I'll go check it out.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
if I can find the time, because again, priority is Horror Nights this year.
and Disney.
And Disney, yeah. Disney is like secondary, but it is definitely a priority.
Yeah, this Mickey Mouse, Clubhouse, Horror Nights. How do I turn caps lock off?
Emperor's just like Six Flags equals reason I have to wait so long to go to HHN.
Oh man.
Anyway, that's enough scrubbing. I mean, like I said, if it's changed, I'm actually the Dr. Neil. Don't tell. No, Beryl. No, there can't be two of us in the same.
I know you're not. I'm trying to catch up on some of the stuff.
Beryl just hijacked this into a Doctor Who discussion. No, there can only be one Time Lord Beryl, and I'm sitting right here, so no, stop. Oh, you want even more proof, though. Hold on. Where is it? I've got to find it first. Where is it? I know no one can see this at all, but... Yeah.
I'm actually the Dr. Neil, don't tell the crazy Englishman. Okay. Sonic Screwdriver.
I have all of them at home.
See, and plus we're English, so we're allowed to say them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, unfortunately. The only time we have an IP that the Americans probably love.
You know what? I don't care what anyone says. A Doctor Who one would be pretty fun.
Vic
loves it. Oh my god.
Nah, I'm thinking. I'm a gynecologist, but I don't use my hands. I use my tongue.
Oh my god.
Suck out like it's venom.
I am the 13th Doctor. There you go. I'm revealing it now on this podcast. After Peter Capaldi goes, I've already been slated to be the 13th Doctor.
You've got Jen says Doctor Who TV shows based on your life, and Vic's, what's that noise? It sounds like a vibrator. The contrasting comments is.
Well, yeah, because I got kicked out of the country, so technically.
You got kicked.
Well,
oh, did you get kicked out?
No, my visa ran out. But I mean, I'm basically a nomad traveling different worlds.
No, could you have not renewed your visa?
No, it just doesn't work that way. If it sucks because it basically took away Horror Nights away from me.
Oh. No, when you go back this year, will they have when you go to?
Will they be like Angel? I'll jump the border.
Will they try thinking you're going there to stay?
Yeah, I'll just hide somewhere. Maybe I'll hide at my friend Hans's house. I'll be Angel and just jump the border.
Oh man, Angel couldn't jump the border because he just have a bag of Funkos with him. What's he doing? Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. What the fuck?
And then he's got Wilfred from Doctor Who just
Yeah.
like oh,
Cool.
ow. Oh my god.
Kicked out. So,
I,
oh, you
I,
got kicked out. Oh yeah.
I got kicked out. Look at that.
Got locked up. Don't let
Angel will
me
give you
out.
tips there. Yeah, I'll just wear a sombrero and blend in to the natives. Of
If you want to do what Angel does, just go Halloween Horror Nights and don't go in the houses. Just like cleaning up blisters and go in 2 houses all night.
Is that seriously what happened?
Yeah, ask Baker. He went in a couple of the houses and said he got blisters.
Oh.
That's what happens when you try and wear two tacos instead of a pair of shoes.
Jen's like kicked out. I'm like, you know what, Jen? For a country that loves that was founded on immigration, you sure hate immigrants. Legally.
Oh no, it's ridiculous, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I've always wanted to kind of go over there, even if it's just lived there for a few years. But I think I can qualify for a visa now with my job. I might be quiet, but I don't know. I'd have to get a gun license, wouldn't I? Start shooting people.
No. Oh god. Yeah, oh god, we don't.
What?
This conversation just went. When Angel plays Uno, he always gets the green card.
He wishes he got that green card.
So did I.
Angel got that rented that film, The Green Card, with Gerald Depardieu, thinking it was a manual on how to stay in the country, but obviously not. Pop the blisters like a man. He was too busy shoving Funkos up his ass to go and see the house. No, it's cool, Angel.
No, he's cool.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I hope one day I'll be able to go back, because I do love the country. I mean, where I was living, I was about 40 minutes away from Universal, which I could easily get to with a train, and I was about an hour and 20 minutes away from Disney. So I mean, I do miss it. I really do. And especially for Horror Nights, I mean, it was easier to get to and a lot better to plan than being stuck in the UK. You guys may. I love my country, but it is seriously not the greatest place to live.
Also, it's just yeah. I mean, it'd be great. I mean, what'd be great is one year if we can all meet up and
Yeah,
do
for sure.
an HNU live in the park, kind of like a video, and everyone meet up and it'd be
Yeah.
great.
I mean, this year I'm hoping. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm hoping this year to actually meet up with Alex as well. You know, HHN fanboy. I'm hoping we can meet up.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to meet up with Tristan and Aaron. Tristan and Aaron are my real priorities for that, but I want to meet up with Alex as well.
Are you meeting up with Aaron and Tristan this year?
I'm hoping so. I mean, Aaron for sure. I'm gonna try and because he wants to meet up. Tristan is going to be a little bit more difficult because he's on vacation to Orlando, and I think he's doing the God damn it, favorite horror film is The Terminal. But I know Tristan is doing Orlando for the first few weeks, so I'm hoping he'll be back in time. So I'm hoping to meet up with Tristan in that.
Bob, if they sponsor us, you can have all the AMC shit and I'll have the Miller Lite. Well, Miller Lite, that's the thing though, you Americans love your Bud Light and your Miller Lite. Just give me, I'll just take the vodka. Can sponsored by Smirnoff instead, I'll have vodka. I'll get levered. Tristan and Aaron are my hosts. R.I.P. to and everything. I don't think you're there, Vic, are you, when I go? September the 29th, I go till October the 3rd or 4th, or 5th, or maybe the 6th. One days.
Actually going this year.
Vic's going this year, yeah. I met John last year. We did a couple of the houses together.
Tristan and Aaron are my hosts.
Which was fun. So if anyone's out there and wants to meet up this year, give us a shout. And I was looking at doing a HNU. I know call it UK. Well, you could, whoever HNU meetup, ukHHN meetup, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll all meet up and we'll do some of the houses together.
You know what we could do is talk to Aaron about posting something on the page on the Facebook page, and we'll organize both events, both Orlando and Hollywood, and just put on the dates of which we're all going. That way, people will know when we're in the park and if they want to meet up and chat about Horror Nights.
Yeah, definitely. So, on that note, I think obviously.
Does anyone have any questions before we head out?
Oh, Vic said a week after me. Bitch. Yeah, if anyone's got any questions or anyone's interested, in thinking about doing a meet-up or whatever, give us a shout, like I say, and we'll see what we can do. We'll see what day is best for everyone, and we'll do a meet-up, and then we'll do a mosh pit inside one of the houses. Joking, we won't do a mosh pit inside one of the houses. That would be reckless and stupid of me. Orlando needs Oswald.
Is anyone actually going to Hollywood in this chat room? I'm just
October 10th.
I know Beryl and Emperor are probably doing Orlando, right? So is there anyone that's actually doing Hollywood? Just out of curiosity.
No, so no one's going to Hollywood.
Sad panda.
Oh man. On that note, then, so obviously it's going to be a good night from me and David. Just remember, please subscribe, like, comment. Appreciate you watching the videos.
Yeah.
Subscribe to CrazyEnglishman and Dr. McBrown1, HNU, Psycho Massacre Films, Red Steel TV, Deadly Fear 1283, if that channel still exists. Kane Vanderveen, don't know if we post anything anymore. Mr. Horror Nights. Obviously you've got all the other updates, your Sir Owen Disney, First Class Horror, a big massive friend of mine who I will be doing a meeting in Orlando. So Aaron, if you're listening, take it easy, pal. And yeah, if I've missed anyone out, HHN Trogdor's back. I've seen that he did an update not long ago. I haven't seen it for a while.
I saw that.
So check us all out.
I just want to add real quickly.
Yeah, cool.
I do have a competition going where you can be the creative director if you guys are interested, and the prizes are actually because of the size of the competition, it's actually going to be 2 winners. So the first prize is your choice of between 2 ultraviolets, one of which is Kingsman: The Secret Service, which is one of my favorite 2015. Oh God, First Class Horror just came. God.
I know. I'll just.
And the other one's Godzilla. So if you're interested, go to my channel, check out the video. All the details are in there. So I hope you guys will really enjoy that.
So Dave's going to go. I don't know if First Class Horror is going to join, but Dr. McBrown1 said he's going to join. So what I'm going to do is end this video. I'm going to get Dr. McBrown1 on, and then we're going to go live again. So I'll post a link on my Twitter page, and so stay tuned. We're going to go. I'll be back in about 10 minutes. If you all want to join us again, and we'll talk about Halloween Horror Nights, horror films, sex, violence, drugs, rock and roll, and anything else you want to talk about. So that's good night for me for the next 10 minutes, and obviously, if you want to say good night, David.
Yeah, good night, guys. I'll be back at some point.
I'll be back. I'll start calling you Pops if you keep saying that. If everyone gets that reference. Yeah. Genesis, anyway. Right, so that's it. Good night. Cheers, guys. And if you'd like to say, if you do want to carry on watching, I'll be back on in 10 minutes. I'll put the link on my Twitter page. So thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it. See you soon.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.